Welcome back to Time Out with me, Rebecca, and let's get back to our interesting conversation. First of all, I need to know what are the tests that students in India need to complete to get admissions there in Canada?
Okay, at the undergrad level, they do not need to take a SAT.
Okay.
Unlike in some other countries. In Canada, you do not need to take any SAT, but yes, you need to take an IELTS, which is an English test.
Yeah.
Okay, either an IELTS or a TOEFL, both of them are acceptable. And if a student is going for, let's say, a law or a program looking for a law bachelor's, then he needs to have another bachelor's in hand and take an LSAT.
Okay.
But that's a longish process, so most students don't generally go for that. So basically at the undergrad, it's the IELTS or TOEFL which is needed.
Okay.
And at the postgrad level, GRE would be needed for some of the engineering programs. And a GMAT would be necessary for an MBA. But there are universities now who are waiving off the requirement for GRE for certain professional programs.
Okay.
And GMAT, you can actually go and take your training, and as a part of the program, you can take your GMAT.
In fact, most of the postgrad certificate and diploma programs, which are very popular in Canada, they're low cost and very work driven. They don't need a GRE or a GMAT. So a student doesn't have to go through his exams and then do another exam of a GRE, GMAT to go to Canada. I mean, the process is a lot shorter.
What about when I finish all these tests and I do really well? Some people have these issues of visa. I don't get my visa. Yes. So is it easy or is it hard to get a visa to go to Canada?
I don't know if it's easy or hard. It's very difficult to define that.
Yeah.
All I can say is that if you look at the visa documentation process as an outsider or who's been looking at it for the first time, it's complex. It's a fairly complex process because there's so much that the government of Canada wants to know before they let you come into that country.
Yeah.
Now there are issues related to complexity which can be solutions for that. And the solution could be, okay, I want to say someone like me or someone like an organization like ours. We are certified. I'm a member of a body called ICCRC, which is a regulatory body of the government through the government of Canada, which gives me certain rights in assisting on a visa application towards a student. The fact that I have been authorized to do this, to represent a person officially with the government of Canada, is based on something which is training. I'm trained in visa documentation. I'm not just certified for the sake of a brand. I'm
but
trained.
you are trained.
Yeah, I'm trained. I can actually go through the documentation the right way, the way the government wants it, and make the student understand that in a better way. So the success rate can be high. So when a person meets me, I'll make it easy. That's not simply because I'm trained on it.
So to make life easy, you need to meet him. Yes. Okay. So talk about job opportunities. Once you're done with your studies, what are the options in Canada?
Canada, like I said, one of the things which was attractive about Canada was it has very liberal rules in terms of getting a job or to work after you finish your education. There's something called the post-study work permit, and when you finish your education, you can get a work permit up to 3 years. I mean, it could be shorter than that depending on the duration of your study, but that's built into the system. And if you're studying in a regular, good quality, government certified, approved institution, I want to clarify that, not any institution, you are eligible for a work permit, and that can be up to 3 years. And when you're working there, you're eligible to apply for something called permanent residency if you fulfill the requirements of that. That is called Canadian Experience Class. I would not like to go into the detail on it right now, but all I want to say is that there is a regular system, fairly easy process, provided you're doing the right things. That you study, you can get a work permit, leads to permanent residency. Your field of education does not play a role in that, but where you study plays an important role.
Okay. People who interested in getting a diploma and doing a diploma, what are their options?
See, a diploma is an option for two reasons. Why diploma? Like if maybe in some countries like USA and some other countries, you normally don't end up getting a visa if you want to go for an associate degree or a short-term programs. Typically they want degrees like a bachelor's or a master's. Canada is flexible. The visa system is flexible. You can go for a certificate or a diploma program. The benefit of diploma programs is that they're run by these colleges or institutions which are not small. In fact, they're much larger than universities. Some of them are like 70 to 80,000 students. They're huge. Just to call it a college doesn't mean it's a small institution. They're very large institutions. And the programs that they run, which are called diploma programs, are very work driven, work oriented. So chance of getting a job are very, very high. But above all, they're very low cost.
Let me give an example here. For example, let's say a student who's completed his engineering in electrical engineering, let's say. Now, in Canada itself, a person who's already completed his bachelor's degree, there were 30% of them actually go on to these colleges to do these diploma programs. A student like this would we've had a student like that who going in for a power engineering technician program. Now, a person who's completed his electrical engineering, going in for a power engineering technician program, which is for 2 years, with some co-op in it. Now, that also leads to a level 4 certification for him as a power engineering technician. And in Ontario, which is one of the largest states in Canada, there are about 3,500 power engineering units, power generation units. So, and a lot of people are at the retiring age. And they need a lot of skilled young people in this sector. This is just one example that I'm taking. To just get you to understand, okay, here's a student who's completed in electrical engineering, he goes into this power sector and he can get at the starting level as a level 4, he can get a salary of up to about 50 to 60,000 Canadian dollars per year. And then the moment he completes the program, he can sit for the level 3 exam. And over a period of 1 or 2 years of experience, he can get into the level 1.
In fact, across the world and more so in Canada, there are various newspaper articles which have talked about the fact that people, after they finish their graduation, their bachelor's and master's, to make themselves more work ready, they go and do these certificate programs. So in India, we always think that certificate is lower end than a master's. It may not be. It actually may add value.
Yes.
You know, from the job point of view.
Yeah. Okay. So now, finally, tell us about the event that's happening in Hyatt on the 19th of April, where Canadian universities and the college admissions workshop is happening.
So, okay, that's all the good stuff that we talked about.
Yes.
We're bringing that good stuff to Chennai. And that's on the 19th of April. There's a big group of Canadian universities and colleges. And they're coming into Chennai. And they're actually traveling across the world. And various amongst the cities in India, Chennai is one of them. That's on the 19th of April. It's an event in Hyatt Hotel on Mount Road. And
they meet with the students, discuss all the admission options, they tell them scholarship things, and they give them application fee waivers, which cost thousands of rupees.
Students watching, what should they come prepared with?
Documents?
Yes.
They should bring their educational documents, bring 3 sets so that you can apply to multiple things, and it's a great place to apply, because if I don't apply then, I probably would need another 15 or 20,000 rupees in application fee. But the application fee on that day is waived, it's free. So people should take advantage of that.
It is on the 19th of April, right? Yes. Okay, so all of you students out there who are interested in shifting from India to Canada, which we've talked about a lot of options that you have, very flexible, right? Yes, so 19th of April, Hyatt is where all of you need to be. Thank you so much for being on the show. Yes.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you all, and hope to see you all again later. Thank you so much. That's all we have from education from Canam Consultants Limited. But after the short commercial break, yes, the very health fitness freak studio O2, well, the launch of that.